Well, Spain is back in action on Sunday at noon Eastern for match day 2 of the group stage. They'll be taking on Saudi Arabia, who drew 1-1 with Uruguay in their first game. Spain also drew in their first match, which was the biggest surprise of the group stage so far, as Spain are one of the heavy favorites. But Cape Verde had 40-year-old Brickwall Vosinha in goal, who became a household name after making 7 big saves in this match, the third most in the tournament so far. Now, Spain had 49 shots, and yet they couldn't score a goal on Cape Verde. But guys, nobody should truly be panicking about Spain just yet, because remember back in 2022, we saw Argentina fall to Saudi Arabia in the opening match, but then they went in to win the whole thing. So, Mateo, you think that Spain could potentially follow in that same path as Argentina did just 4 years ago?
Of course. I mean, we went into this tournament and it was Spain and France at the top of everyone's list. We saw the first game where they didn't have the two weapons that we were all very excited about, right? To get that blend of tiki-taka with now these two wingers that could terrorize you. It's hard to double-team them both constantly, Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams. Even though Nico Williams hasn't had the best season domestically, he's had some injury problems, but really exciting to see them all together.
You think that Spain can do it?
Yes.
I'm thinking Saudi Arabia over Argentina like 2022. You know, they're going to pull up this major upset. For me, I look at Spain, and of course they have the quality, but they're lacking something when I'm watching it. And it can't be just as simple as, oh, if Lamine Yamal's on the pitch, you know, for 90 minutes versus, you know, him coming on as a substitute. I just feel that whether it's a killer striker, and I know they've kind of had Oyarzabal do it, they've had you know, Mikel Merino at times, but for me, they're missing something. When you look at England play right now, or France, Argentina, I just think that Spain, and they still have time to figure it out, but at the moment, their form is not screaming world champions.
I think two teams, right, with the engines of Portugal and with Spain. We saw them kind of falter in match day 1, if you will. And I say all the time, I want to see 2 games before I really make a judgment. This is Spain. I look at this roster. I look at these players. Lamine Yamal getting closer. He said he can't play 90 minutes, but getting closer. I don't know how you can possibly even think about counting them out just yet in any way, shape, or form.
Well, let's bring another voice into the conversation. Guillem Balagué, our CBS Sports Spanish football correspondent, who's in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Oh,
because
beautiful,
that is
Chattanooga.
That is where Spain's camp is.
Great.
Have you been enjoying it so far, Guillem?
It's been busy, but I know the places to go.
That's a good way to put it.
That's a very non-answer answer.
Yeah, did you end up shopping at Walmart with Lamine Yamal by chance? I saw him strolling.
I've been to Walmart.
Oh, beautiful.
Not with Lamine Yamal, but we crossed paths with 1 or 2 of the Spanish internationals. I even had time to go to Nashville. Oh my God, great.
Absolutely fantastic. I love this. Guillem, I need you to be documenting your time in the U.S. just as everybody else has, because we've been enjoying seeing it. I would love to see you out in Walmart and Nashville.
I'd love to see Guillem roll up to a family barbecue.
Could you imagine him with a hat with the boots?
Hey,
cowboy boots?
Get this guy some ribs.
I did some reels in Nashville, which is absolutely crazy. You know, it was like a Saturday. It was only a Tuesday. It was like any other Saturday, like Saturday evening in Liverpool. It was like that, but like 16 hours from 2 o'clock. Now it's great. And I'm discovering that people are extremely nice, really, really nice. And as always, when you go into a World Cup and you go into a country that you don't know very well, you get to know it better. And you destroy a lot of myths and lies that get told about the country. So very, very welcoming part of the world is Tennessee.
Well, Guillem, looking at Spain, again, we were asking if they could potentially follow in the path that Argentina did 4 years ago, falling in their first game, but then going on to win it all. Do you see Spain being able to turn it around and get to that same pathway?
The simple answer is yes, absolutely. But let me put you the context so you know where we stand and why, as Charlie was saying, we haven't seen the best Spain yet. In the press conference after the Cape Verde game, Luis de la Fuente had changed his tone and got a little bit tense when he was asked about tactics. And he came out with a line that he didn't need to use, but he used it. We haven't lost in 32 games. 32 games. Okay, so he's trying to say, and he said it since then, we know what we got wrong, we're going to correct it, and we are much better than it looked. Then I started digging into the story, why he was feeling like that. And partly was his own fault. they actually thought Cabo Verde were going to play like they did against Cameroon in the qualifiers. Man-to-man, pressure high, so let's put another midfielder so we can beat that pressure. That's why Gavi was there. And all of a sudden, he finds that Cabo Verde was defending on the edge of the box, and he didn't have the wingers. Not only he didn't have the wingers, they weren't ready to come on, apart from Jeremy Pino. We don't know why he didn't come on, but Nico has got 20 minutes in him. Lamine Yamal only came in the minute 71 because he only had about that 20-25 minutes in him as well. And then if you put wingers, you have to put somebody that heads the ball well, and that's Mikel Merino, who's recovering from injury. On top of that, 3 days ago, Victor Muñoz, the other winger, got injured. So now they know we need to have wingers, and we need to have also more fluidity in the middle. Rodri's not 100%, but if you put Olmo in, who Lamine Yamal wants next to him, then the ball moves a little bit quicker and players go running behind. So these are the kind of conversations that have taken place in the last few days. As you can imagine, with a draw, everybody thinks they have the solution. The players that didn't play, they think they need to play. The ones that only play 20 minutes want to play 60. And there is a little bit of turbulence, if you like, but it's just typical. And I think Luis de la Fuente has been saying to everyone, calm down, we're going to get better.
Sounds like France 2010.
Is important.
So Guillem, the message from the manager is calm down, let's stay calm. I know you're in Tennessee. I'm sure you're still keeping up with what AS and Marca are saying back in your wonderful homeland. So is there a sense of panic from the Spanish national media? How are all the fans taking that first result and also seeing the way that Spain can move forward?
It's no panic, but the questions were legitimate questions. Why the substitutions in the minute of 71, the early ones, when you could see from minute 5 that Cabo Verde was defending so deep? Why not wingers? Why not Jeremy Pino? What's wrong with physically, with the players, with Lamine, with Nico? These are typical questions. And also, 5 days between games, they're too long. You have to fill about 13 pages in those newspapers, just discussing absolutely everything. But it's been important that Luis de la Fuente has got next to him not only a psychologist, but also Aitor Caranca, former Boro manager, former youth coach with Spain and in Spanish international. And between everyone, they're just finding the ability to block themselves from the noise and realize what's important. And what's important is to make sure that those wingers are getting fitter, that the idea remains, that everybody gets the confidence they need to continue the tournament.
Well, Guillem, we appreciate it so much. I'm sure we'll catch up with you soon. And next time we do, I expect more Western look. I want cowboy boots, a cowboy hat, or something along those lines.
You got a nice little tan going on too, Guillem.
Yeah, he does.
That's a nice little Chattanooga tan.
Yeah, it's so warm here. It's unbelievable. So, yeah, I get my half an hour sun every day, yeah.
There you go. We enjoy it. Well, take care of yourself, Guillem. Put on that sunscreen.